everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nicole and today I'm going to show you how to make some delicious creme brulee cheesecake. The things you'll need for your graham cracker crumb crust are 1 1/4 cup of graham cracker crumbs, 1/4 cup of white sugar, 1/4 cup of melted margarine or butter. For the vanilla cheesecake base, you'll need 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, 1/2 cup of white sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 eggs plus 1 egg yolk, and then for the creme brulee topping, you'll need 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and a teaspoon of water. Some of the things you'll need are a couple of mixing bowls and spatulas, a 9-inch springform pan. I'm using this one by Wilton. And then I like to use an electric mixer for my cheesecakes. It's not necessary, but it's really helpful. So first we're going to make our graham cracker crumb crust. We'll take our graham cracker crumbs and then mix in our white sugar, as well as the melted margarine. So mix these 3 ingredients together just until they're combined. Should look like a wet sand sort of mixture. I don't know about you, but graham cracker crumb crust is like one of my favorite things in the world. Absolutely love it. I'm more of a chocolate person, typically speaking, but there's something about graham cracker crumb crust that just gets me. Alright, perfect. So then we're going to press it into our 9-inch springform pan. For my cheesecakes, I do like to use a springform pan. When I say springform, it just means that it can open up on the sides. So then it allows for a little bit of a cleaner look on your cheesecakes. You definitely don't need to use a springform pan. You can use just like a pie plate, regular cake pan. Doesn't matter. Alright, perfect. That looks awesome. So we're just going to set that aside. No need to bake it. Right about now, we'll probably want to start to preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we'll start working on our vanilla cheesecake base. So we'll take our 2 packages of cream cheese. And we're just going to mix it until it's nice and smooth. Like I said at the beginning, you don't need to use an electric mixer. However, I find that using an electric mixer makes the cheesecakes just a little bit more silky. But if you don't have one, that's fine. You can just stir everything around with a spoon. All right, next we're going to take our sugar and we're going to pour that into the bowl. Give it another good mix. And then we're gonna stir in our vanilla. Because creme brulee is a little bit of a vanilla-y flavor, I like to use a really good quality vanilla for this recipe. I believe the one that I'm using is it's a Mexican vanilla, so that's kind of your best bet if you can get it. If not, regular vanilla, like artificial vanilla, it's gonna work fine. It just might not quite taste as vanilla-y as it potentially could. It'll still taste great though. Alright, then we're going to mix in our eggs. And at this point, we want to mix the cheesecake mixture just until it's combined. We want to try and get rid of as many lumps as we can. However, as soon as the eggs are as soon as the eggs are in the batter, this is the point at where you can potentially overmix the batter. And if you overmix the batter, then that can cause some cracks in the top of your cheesecake. So in order for a little bit of a cleaner look, we want to make sure that we're not overmixing. All right, bring back our graham cracker crumb crust. And then we will just pour our cheesecake mixture over top of our crust. Now, I don't know about you guys, but something that really bugs me when I watch cooking shows or YouTube videos of cooking or baking or anything like that, I find that a lot of people really do not scrape out the bowl at all, and it drives me absolutely crazy because there's always so much batter left over. If you ever see a lot of batter left over in my bowls, rest assured I will be using it all. I just might have accidentally edited it out. All right, there we go. So we're gonna put that into the oven at 350 for about 40 minutes. Until it's still a little bit jiggly when it comes out. Awesome. So that's what we're looking for. Nice, clean cheesecake. It's a little bit brown on the edges. That's totally fine. When I took mine out, it was a little bit jiggly in the center still, and that's really good. That means that it's not overbaked. During the cooling process, the cheesecake will continue to bake because it is warm. So a little bit of jiggle is all right. So after it comes out of the oven, we're gonna put it in the fridge for about 3 hours until it's perfectly cool, and then we'll bring it back and we can start taking the cheesecake out of the pan. With the springform pan, sometimes I find that the cheesecake likes to stick to the sides a little bit, so I just take a really thin, sharp knife and drag it along the edges, just to make sure that I'm gonna get a little bit of a cleaner cut, and so that I don't accidentally rip apart the cheesecake. That has definitely happened to me before, and it was not a good experience. And then springform pan opens up on the side, and it just pulls up so nicely. Oh, love that. There we go. That is a sharp looking cheesecake. Not half bad, not bad at all. So from here, we are going to start up our creme brulee topping. So there's a couple different ways that you can do this. I'm using a brown sugar and water mixture. So for my brown sugar and water mixture, I just combine the two together, give it a little bit of a stir, and then I put it on top of the cheesecake. The reason I'm using brown sugar in this recipe is because I am currently without a creme brulee torch. Normally I do have one, however I don't have mine with me right now, so I wasn't able to use the creme brulee torch, which would have made this process a little bit easier. With the creme brulee torch, I like to use white sugar to give the caramelization effect instead. However, this way is a little bit easier and it's a little bit more accessible for everybody, just in case you don't have a torch. With the brown sugar, it goes on top of the cheesecake, and then once we spread it out nice and evenly, it'll go into the oven at a broil temperature for, honestly, it kind of depends how close you have your pan to the heat, and it also depends on how high of a broil temperature you have it. I know that there's some ovens that you can have it on a low broil or a high broil. I would recommend using a high broil. It'll probably take about 5 minutes, but the brown sugars will start to melt down, and then they'll give you that nice caramelization candied effect of the sugar. Very similar to what white sugar in a torch would give you. The brown sugar effect is just going to be a little bit slower and a little bit easier to watch for because it's going to be in the oven. You can't keep a complete eye on it the entire time, so this is just might give you a little bit better of a peace of mind. Perfect. Bring that back, and there we go, a nice caramelly brown sugary topping. I absolutely love this. The caramel just soaks right through into the cheesecake. You can see the little almost crusty bits of brown sugar. It's just gives it a nice little crunch factor. And it's just so delicious. Now, as you can see, I've already cut a piece out of this because I am terrible at cutting cheesecakes, and I don't know why, but the first piece just never comes out very well. So I saved you guys the absolute struggle of watching me try and take that first piece out. So here's just me taking out that second piece to give you a look at the inside of the cheesecake. You can just see that caramel just dripping down. Oh, just so good. Like I said, the caramel just soaks right into the cheesecake, and it is delicious. There we have it, a delicious creme brulee cheesecake. You've got that graham cracker crumb crust, the vanilla base, and of course that yummy caramelly topping. Just so delicious. I hope you guys like it. If you want to make the recipe, it will be all in the description box. Make sure you like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!